When it comes to Google and antitrust, the EU are like...
Our survey said...
That's right, they have levied the biggest fine ever on them due to antitrust practices. That's right, the EU have been like...
$100 billion!
Now, $5 billion to me and you is probably a lot of money, but for Google, it's literally a week's operating capital. When they hear the fine, they were sitting in the office and they were going like...
What I call them? Fun coupons! See that?
So what is all this stuff over this time? Well, usually when you put Android on a phone, you're using Google as default for absolutely everything. Watch a video, Google. Get directions, Google. Get every data point about your person violated, Google. Do a search, it's now DuckDuckGo. The EU ruled that it cannot set itself as the default search engine inside of Android. So DuckDuckGo have outbid Bing and a bunch of other providers to be the default search operator on Android. I can't believe that's a thing. It's going to be interesting to see if these changes actually change the search behaviour of people in the EU as people get more concerned about their kind of privacy-based searching. Now, I love a conspiracy theory and I have many a tinfoil hat moment, much like this internet nutter.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
But to be honest, Google is the better search engine. Like, search needs information about you to make the results better. Now, talking about frogs, I did hear that you will turn into one if you don't click that like button to help us manipulate the YouTube algorithm, because SEO. When it comes to social platforms making changes and redesigns, it usually leaves people like...
Hello, Elisha.
But this time, I actually think people are going to like the changes, namely because of one feature that I personally am very excited about. Dark mode.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
The new designs will include features like, as previously mentioned, dark mode, more prominent stories, and a mobile-like navigation, and now only 3 columns instead of 4. For digital marketers, this is important as it's likely to change the way your ad conversions work and the way your ads are consumed on Facebook desktop. So all those sidebar ads that we usually kind of skip over may actually become good value for money as the size and the prominence of those ads gets larger. I mean, overall, it looks a lot more clean and fresh, so I think it's a positive step in the right direction. And do you know another positive step in the right direction? That would be clicking that like button to help us with the YouTube algorithm. I'm just going to keep saying it until you do it. Can you guess my favourite social platform? Let me give you a clue. Need another clue? Okay, you can spend hours on it swiping through interesting content, but you got to be really careful about fake news.
You see this? You see what I'm doing? Not even looking. I'm swiping yes. Yes, yes, yes.
It is, of course, Twitter, and guess what? They've got a new ad format in the Explore tab of the app. So for those who do not know what Explore tab is, it's essentially the most visited page outside of your main newsfeed, and it's where all the day's trending topics are found. So you can now actually get a masthead ad on that page that will give you massive amounts of visibility.
What about you, Robert? Can you see?
Not too good.
Twitter are already pushing it, saying that it provides much more visibility and higher dwell time than standard promoted ads, with 113% higher ad call rate. The ad is going to be available to most publishers on a self-serve basis globally from this week. You know what else is available globally? The like button, which you should definitely click. Ever been on a website that has push notifications and they're like,
I can't stop!
When you're on your browser and a website actually gives you a browser push notification, we're all like,
Oh, hell no!
well, good news, fellow block clickers. Chrome 80 is going to automatically block push notifications in your browser. When I heard this news, I was like,
You mind if I praise the Lord? Go ahead.
There's going to be 2 scenarios where the Chrome browser blocks push notifications. So the first is for users that constantly block notifications, which is essentially everyone. The second is for websites that have low opt-in rates on their notifications. So it looks like the end is probably nigh for all these browser push notifications from publishers for non-essential actions. But if you're a PWA, a progressive web app like a calendar or an instant messenger that works inside the browser, and you use push notifications for non-marketing purposes, you should be absolutely fine. But you know what notifications cannot be blocked? Me asking you to click the like button. Ever sit around talking with your friends about something and then all of a sudden you get an ad for a thing that you were literally just talking about? Yeah, I know. Google and Facebook are like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
well, guess what? The Google Assistant has just reached 500 million active users. That's right, 500 million people are actively allowing a global superpower corporation to constantly listen and monitor them.
You talk about that thing like it's alive.
Shh, it can hear you.
A recent study has come out that shows that Google owns 9% of the smart assistant market compared to Apple's Siri, which owns 35%. Here are some of the new tricks coming to the Google Assistant. You've got long-form reading, sticky notes, and scheduled actions. As our lives become much, much busier and these tech assistants become much better, the smart assistants are going to enable us to do multitasking much better, and ultimately they're going to save us a bunch of time. However, when it comes to long-form reading, I'm not sure I want my bedtime story read to me by some sort of Stephen Hawking kind of computer voice.
Your theory of a donut-shaped universe is intriguing, Homer.
That's everything for this week's Canonical Chronicle. Please hit that like button if you liked it, and please subscribe if you loved it. And until next time, we will see you later.